Lokati here. Today we're going to be doing an update on our Yuga 2 mind control, Righteous Fire Champion. We're going to be doing an example of a T8. We'll do a T8.1, I think this is here. A time marker 8.1. Nothing fancy, just a basic one to show you how the character does in this one. And then we'll go over changes and prioritizations and things like that. And so first off, start your mana boil. We have enough mana regen to keep it going the whole time, so you only have to hit it one time as you go into the map. And then you're just going to fly through the map and let Mind Control do its job in melting everything. We do have a Star Walker for these elites, so we are going to Star Walker this elite. You do have to stand inside the Star Walker area of effect in order to get its benefit, but Star Walker is one of the biggest damage multipliers we have for the build. So make sure you are using that versus these big, juicy elites. Outside of that, gameplay is fairly simple. Nothing really changed. Just hit mind control, run around, melt everything, try not to stand in bad stuff and die. We are relatively tanky, but we can still die. Again, Star Walker. That yellow is our yellow. Melt the elite. Move on. We are probably doing around 250 mil DPS with Star Walker up. I don't know what we do without Star Walker up, but we'll go ahead and hit a target dummy when we get out of here too. Again, the name of the game is stay mobile. If you stand still in one spot, you're probably going to get splattered. Even these non-elites in the 8.1s especially are very nasty. They do a lot of damage. If you just stand still, you will get hammered by these guys and go splat. We're running about 4.8k energy shield, so that is not a whole lot, but that is because we have prioritized our damage to get up to a point where we can easily farm these T8s, because T8s are a very, very good source of currency. Again, get your Star Walker out. Stand in your Star Walker, get some damage going.
I haven't even given it my all yet.
And boss time. Hit him with your Star Walker. And then just do dance around the boss. You just move around. Then move around and stop and move around. He'll attack where you were. And then boss dies. Fairly straightforward. Now, we'll take a look at gearing. So we are still running Twilight Vestment and Feline Steps. The boots are arguably a little bit better DPS, but Feline Steps give us the ability to get deflection. Deflection is a massive reduction to damage we take, so this can save us a whole lot of the time. So we do really, really like the deflection here. We are running 2 Traceless Pains. It is important that you get a 1-second cooldown on these Traceless Pains. The lower the cooldown is on these, the more times we are using our Reaping. And so this is very important. Get the lowest cooldown on these Traceless Pains that you can. On our helmet, it is Energy Shield, Int, Affliction, and Resistances. On our amulet, it is Damage, Intelligence, Energy Shield, and Resistances. On our belt, it is Intelligence, Energy Shield, Damage, Affliction Effect, and Resistances. And on our gloves, it is affliction effect, intelligence, energy shield, and resistance. Now the wands are the most important part of this build, and so do take some time to make some really good wands. I'm working on a T1 wand over here. We've got a T2 wand complete. You want erosion skill level, reaping, int, dot damage, affliction damage, and erosion damage. Same thing on a T1 wand. You just want one affixes in every slot. And so we've been working on getting this wand moved over to a T1 wand right here. As far as our hero traits go, there is nothing new in the hero trait section. You want space-time elapse with space-time curse. Pause is a little bit less damage than space-time curse, but it also has less quality of life. Just go with space-time curse. For hero memories, we want intelligence will be preferred, but reaping cooldown recovery speed is the most important stat on the character. So get reaping cooldown recovery speed and then work on getting a good primary trait on there. Now this one, we're running energy shield, and this one, we're running movement speed. Again, we really would rather have this reaping cooldown recovery speed on these items, but I haven't spent the money on getting those just yet. As far as our skills go, we are running Mind Control with Pain Ant passive, Kata, Control Spell, and Guard. Running Starwalker with Mass Effect, Cooldown Reduction, Extended Direction, and Well Fought Battle. Mana Boil with Mass Effect and Well Fought Battle. We are running Entangled Pain with Terrain of Malice, Prep, and Increased Aura, and Corruption with Terrain, Prep, and Increased Aura. We're running Erosion Enhancement with Restrain and Aura Amp, Swiftness with Aura Amp, Deep Pain with Seal Conversion, Restrain, and Aura Amp, and then Energy Fortress with Restrain and Aura Amp. And we are running a little bit of Sealed Mana Compensation, which is necessary for us to Sealed Conversion, the Deep Pain. You need a little bit of Sealed Mana Compensation so that you can run a Seal Conversion on your 50% Sealed Mana Aura here. Now, I am running a pact setup that is mostly damage, and so we've got a damaging pact here, a damaging pact spirit here, and a damaging pact spirit here. So we're obviously getting a little bit less drops, but that is because we are still behind on our gear from where we want to be for T8s, and so we're using pact spirits to help compensate all of that damage. Now, as far as our passives go, nothing has changed really. We're running Goddess of Deception over to Forbidden Power. You could run Subtle Impact instead of Forbidden Power, but it's 15% more damage difference. And so if you don't have the Ellie Res yet, you can just run Subtle Impact instead. We're running Psychic with obviously Reaping Purification and Affliction here, and we are running Warlock with Off the Beaten Track and Indifference here. Now, Warlock is a more defensive choice because we get access to this node right here, which is Energy Shield Charge cannot be interrupted by damage for 1 second after it starts. Because we are restarting our Energy Shield every like 1/10 of a second or half a second, depending on your reap quality, our Energy Shield is always being started, which means it cannot be interrupted. When we restart it again within 1 second, it can't be interrupted. And so we have constant Energy Shield recharge, which is very good for survivability. However, if you're struggling on damage and you wanted to give up some survivability, instead of Warlock, we can take Shadow Master, and you would take Twisted Belief and Dirt. But Twisted Belief and Dirt would be more damage than Off the Beaten Track and Indifference provide you. But you give up this Energy Shield recharge, cannot be interrupted by damage for 1 second after it starts. Shadow Master doesn't really offer anything in this tree that gives you good defensive benefits, so it's just more damage overall. But again, if you are just pushing damage, you want to give them some survivability and be forced to pay more attention to your Energy Shield, you can give up Warlock in order to take Shadow Master. Outside of that, no real changes to the build. It's still running very smoothly. It clears well. It's very, very straightforward to gear, although it does have some gear limits compared to some other builds that are available in the game. So realistically, you're probably going to be running about 70% of the damage of the top tier builds now with a similar, gear level or investment on the character. And so it's great for farm, but if you really, really, really want to push, you just want to make this guy your farmer, and you probably want to pick a different character for pushing itself. Now the last thing we'll talk about is our slates here. Slates, mine are kind of all over the place. You do want Reaping cooldown recovery speed as the primary part of your slate. We got another Reaping cooldown recovery speed here. If you can also get Reap's damage here. And then here we just got some generic slates that do different things. Now one slate I do have in here that I really like is this one. It's Reaping cooldown recovery, and it's 50% chance to avoid ailments. So ailments are trauma, ignite, frostbite, freeze, numbed, and wilt. Numbed gets you killed real fast if enemies are numbing you. That combined with the Warlock is 110% chance to avoid ailments, which makes you ailment immune. For PoE fans out there, it's the same damn thing. It stops shocks, it stops ignites, it stops bleeds, which are trauma, numbed. Ignite's the same. But ailment immunity is very nice to have. And so that one slate combined with this one talent right here makes you 100% ailment immune, which again is very nice, which is why I'm still sitting here in Warlock and I haven't moved over to Shadow Master for damage. Now let's go ahead and hop out here and do a dummy and kind of see what our damage looks like. Tell me where you at. There you are.
Select the calibration intensity for
Alright, so I just have magic source up, whatever. I guess mana boil up. So this is just my mana boil damage. Nothing else used here but mana boil. We're hitting 300-ish mil damage with just mana boil up. And then if we throw in some Star Stalker here, we're gonna hit 470 mil, 500 mil maybe. We do always 528 mil. We do always want to make sure that when we use our Star Stalker, that we're only using it when we have 3 charges of it. One of the other things that Warlock gives us is the ability to have 1 extra max charge on everything. 3 charges means that we do more damage with well-fought battle. So we only want to fire off our Star Stalker whenever we have well-fought battle up. And so as you can see, we do like 300 mil without Star Stalker, 600 mil with Star Stalker. Star Stalker is a huge portion of our damage. And again, you only get that damage when you are sitting inside of the little yellow thingy right there. So you see our average DPS drops back down into the 200s because we're both out of Cursor range and out of Star Stalker range. So you do need to make sure that you are standing inside the Star Stalker aura so you can get the most out of it. Now, if you've got extra energy on your character, you can come over into Star Stalker here, take another node right here, and add in an increased area of effect so you have a larger place to stand in. Or you can get rid of the extended duration or the cooldown reduction and put an increased area effect if you're not comfortable standing that close to your target. And those give you some options to work with there. Now, if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below or come by Twitch channel. I'm happy to answer them. If you come by Twitch, you can throw me a build code, and I'm happy to look at your character and kind of let you know what you need to do to improve your character. We do a lot of build support for PoE. I'm happy to do it for Torchlight as well. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Peace.